Welcome back another episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Neither the Galadriel portrayed by Cate Blanchett in Peter Jackson's film trilogies nor the one first introduced by J.R.R. Tolkien in The Lord of the Rings are comparable to the one performed by Morfydd Clark in The Rings of Power. One of the Fellowship's first destinations after leaving Rivendell is the elven sanctuary of Lothlorien. The calm yet incredibly strong Lady Galadriel greets them. Even though Galadriel believes that Frodo should destroy the One Ring, she stays in Lothlorien to defend her own kingdom from Sauron. Overall, this Galadriel differs greatly from the one found in Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, an Amazon precursor to the main trilogy. Almost the exact opposite of Cate Blanchett's depiction in The Lord of the Rings, Galadriel is a young elf commander in The Rings of Power, with a temper that she finds difficult to control and a chip on her shoulder. Her formal title clearly indicates the difference. Galadriel is the commander of the northern armies in The Rings of Power, not the Lady of Lothlorien. Though not always in line with her standard portrayal from The Lord of the Rings, Galadriel's antics on the battlefield do respect her traditional characterization, wherever her antics ultimately sit within Middle-earth mythology. Galadriel was the sole lady to support the exile from Valinor during the flight of the Noldor in the Silmarillion. Galadriel was a more direct, ambitious, and rebellious young woman than the more restrained and measured Lady of Lothlorien that Cate Blanchett portrays in The Lord of the Rings. Galadriel's character isn't as much of a departure from Tolkien's original concept as it first appears, although The Rings of Power did alter his vision. While Cate Blanchett and LOTR director Peter Jackson's interpretation of Galadriel is undoubtedly distinct from Morfydd Clark's portrayal, both had to expand upon the unexpectedly scant details offered by J.R.R. Tolkien. Although this isn't the heresy that die-hard Tolkien fans make it out to be, Amazon nevertheless made significant changes to her character. The creative leeway afforded to the Rings of Power showrunners was unexpected, particularly with regard to Galadriel's character development. Galadriel appears in multiple volumes, but her character development isn't quite as extensive as that of Frodo, Sam, Bilbo, or Gandalf. Tolkien described Galadriel's actions in great detail, but not much of her personality. There are a lot of names, dates, and places mentioned, but not many details concerning Galadriel herself. Like most of the Silmarillion and the other appendices that form the basis of the Rings of Power, Galadriel's pre-Lord of the Rings material is primarily nonfiction world-building and lore history. Surprisingly, Amazon was able to use the character any way they pleased. For example, Morfydd Clark's younger version of Galadriel is able to carry the story of the Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, in a way that Cate Blanchett's elder Galadriel could not. Yes, viewers won't feel comfortable with Clark's feisty young warrior if they always think Galadriel is an elderly and distant elven queen. This also applies to other facets of Galadriel's character from the Rings of Power, such as her attraction to the One Ring, which just wouldn't have fit in with the Lord of the Rings. Galadriel's voyage in the Rings of Power was not met with the same kind of response, despite a glimpse of her being seduced by the One Ring in the films. For more videos, subscribe.